So to close the session, I'd like to ask Patricia, Chinenye, and Ruby to take a seat at the front. And the three of you have been present here today. And just to remind those of you who perhaps weren't here this morning, Patricia is a recent graduate of the GSA. Ruby is a graduate of the GSA and also a unit teacher. And Chinenye, I always call it Chinenye, but I know people say Chinenye, is currently a master's student at the GSA. So I just wanted to give you the opportunity to perhaps reflect and just provide some feedback on your thoughts on the presentations today.
So I forgot to prepare for this part, so I'll be quick. Thank you for the honor, Mark. So I did enjoy today, but it didn't bring all that much closure. Like, you raised more questions and more concerns. And I think that's just something I'll have to deal with, but I think it's slightly less disconcerting to know that I won't be dealing with it alone, that there are people who have the same concerns as I do regarding decolonizing pedagogy. So that is a relief on one hand, but there's still a lot of work to be done. And I think I have struggled in this career, and I feel a bit more optimistic that perhaps I could someday take a position of authority. There's just myself and many others who look like me have had to navigate social hierarchies just so that we could work. Like, you're dealing with two things here, doing the job and also like navigation of social hierarchies. And so yeah, I think there's hope that one day I won't have to remain at the bottom rung of the hierarchies. I look forward to that someday. Thank you.
Okay. So as a recent graduate from the GSA, I think you leave, so because the GSA offers so many opportunities to express yourself and kind of approach your work with your own position or your positionality as a Black African woman, and you go out or you graduate and you start thinking, okay, where do I begin? Because the research I did, I don't know if it will be welcomed by the rest of the society or community. So I guess it's challenging because you often think, okay, after I graduate, I'm just gonna start working a 9-to-5 job and then get money, and then it's almost so systematic. But I think today made me realize that it shouldn't always be like that, and there's room for research and the amount of presentations and the people that were presenting, I guess, like you're saying, gave me hope. Like, okay, there's spaces that actually welcome, and welcome you. So I'd like to say thank you for all the presentations, and I thoroughly enjoyed the fact that everyone that presented was not like your typical like white male presenter, but there were so many different like nationalities, different positions, different it was very exciting. So thank you for that, and congratulations on all your work.
Hello, everyone. I think I have the same sentiments as Patricia, particularly because we have a similar undergrad background from Cape Town. And I remember deciding to come to the GSA and being opposed from my colleagues at work. And they were like, no, don't go there. They were too airy-fairy as a school. And it's been such a transformative process as well, especially as a master's student, because the first year being here, you have to kind of go against what you've been taught in architecture school, that's drawing plans, section elevation to depict your ideas. And now suddenly a drawing can be anything. And you have to leap across the stage and perform your architecture, and you're thinking to yourself, my parents did not send me to perform at a school. But it's been such an enriching experience thus far, particularly because it's challenged the way in which I see space making. and practicing architecture, not just as making a building as brick and mortar. And I think in this symposium today, what I really enjoyed were, although it was very intense and there were lots of topics discussed, I was challenged by Dr. Lucan, who'd asked me to kind of challenge the way in which I look at what transfer of knowledge is and what does that actually mean, if it's a two-way transfer, an exchange of knowledge, essentially. And it gives me excitement. I'm excited to continue in this practice and like see where that could lead. And also just the global south, as we call it, who's practicing and what are they discussing and how can I situate myself within that. Yeah, so it's been a great day, and I'm excited for the next one. Thank you. Very flattered to be invited.
So I think on that note, I'd like to thank Harriet and all the contributors who are present here today and all those who are online. Thank you very much. I think it's been a really stimulating day for us all. I think we've all really enjoyed it and benefited from it. And I also just want to especially thank the tech team for making it all happen so seamlessly, and also the GSA Ops team for bringing Harriet here and organizing everything. And a big thank you to Boitumelo Mazibuko, for I know this was a complex task, but she's done it so beautifully. Thank you, Boitumelo. So I think that brings the proceedings to an end. Thank you very much.